Hello everyone and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized YouTube channel. I hope you're enjoying my YouTube channel. If you'd like me to talk about anything in particular, then please let me know. And if you've got any comments, pop them in below. I look forward to seeing you soon. Hello everyone and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized podcast. How the devil are you? So today I wanted us to touch on some of areas of visibility and things that we need to do in our businesses so that we're visible and people see us, we're consistent, we're out there. There's a lot of pressure in making sure all of this happens. There's when you're running your own business, you know what it's like. You're trying to do everything. You are the one-man band. You don't have HR. You don't have an accounting department. You don't have a social media marketing department. You are it. And most of us are only good at some things. And generally, if we're running a one-to-one practice, seeing clients, that's the bit we're good at. But we can't necessarily afford to employ other people at the beginning, and we have to do it for ourselves. So some parts of that are being consistent and but not every day. You don't have to do stuff every day. Yes, I post every day, but I have a VA who's helping me. I don't do all of that. When I was posting for myself, it was a couple of times a week, if that, because I didn't actually need it. So all of my clients were coming from referrals, from private referrals, and from my website. So, but the world changes, things change. We have to be on all the platforms. Sometimes we don't get clients necessarily from the platforms, but they might stalk us to check that we actually exist, which means we have to have a presence, and the presence at the moment, I'm getting tons and tons and tons of friend requests from people who clearly aren't people because they've had their Facebook account or their Instagram account since February. So I don't know what happened in February in the world. But in February, there are a lot of accounts were created for lots of these people that don't exist. And so I have all these friend requests. And so we have to think about, our clients are going to look at that. So if someone's approaching me, I'm going to go and look at their social media. I'm going to go and look at all of the different places they are and then start to make decisions about whether I will even reply hello to that contact. So what are some of our top tips in business? We've got to be consistent. As I've said, yes, it needs to be good quality. We're better off putting out just a few things, one thing a week or a couple of things a week on the same platform, and maybe then sharing it from that platform to other platforms. And you might think to yourself, I can't have the same thing on all the platforms. But yes, you can, because that creates consistency. It means when the person finds you on, TikTok, and then they go over to Facebook, they see that the branding is the same. It might be the same picture. Oh, I found the right person because this is the same reel on Instagram that I saw on TikTok, or vice versa. So we want this consistency because it builds our reputation and it helps us gain that visibility that we really need. And it helps us maintain that image and messaging across all the platforms. But what I do suggest is you pick a top platform. Don't just, there's tons of them, right? There are absolutely tons of them. So I post on the majority of the ones I want to post on that I will go and look at. But I've picked a top couple. I've picked Instagram and I've picked Facebook. And those are my top platforms. And then everything else is filtered down from there. I do check my LinkedIn about once every 6 months. It sends me an email saying someone's messaged you, and then I'll go and have a look. But these things we have to keep up to date. At Pinterest, I post on Pinterest because, of course, I have my short reels and I have the pictures from my podcast that you're listening to. So, just pick a bit of consistency and how you're going to do it, and then batch your content for it. Obviously, to be able to put, I don't know if it is obvious or not, but to be able to put this information out there, we have to know our audience and we have to know who we want to see. So interestingly, the other day, I was talking to one of the people in my Next Level group, and so the Next Level group is a clinical and business group, and we meet Monday lunchtimes and we talk about whatever. Everybody gets a hot seat. I stay online till we're done, and everybody gets to talk about their clients or their business. They ask those questions and they really connect. It's absolutely brilliant. Love it. And she was saying, because I sent her a client who's close to her, and I'm a long way from her, so I sent her a client who's close to her that had asked me to see them, and it wasn't my thing. And then she said to me, oh, thank you so much. And interestingly, I met a young girl with hormone issues, but she's not my ideal client. So I didn't, I told her to go and see someone else. And I said, well, no, in future, hand her your card. Let her call you. You've got time to think about that person that you're going to refer to. I know the different people to refer to and what their specialties are when I don't want to see something. It means that person contacts me. I tell them what my specialty is. I have my elevator pitch, and then I give them that referral, which means they remember me as a nice person, and they might actually refer me when someone says to them, oh, I've got this problem. They might go, oh, actually, Geraldine, she does guts. I asked her about my PCOS, and she said she wasn't seeing those people anymore, but she does loads of gut work. Why don't you see her? Because she's then remembered this nice person spoke to me, let me talk to them, let them share their story for 5, maximum 10 minutes, and then gave me a referral, and they think I'm amazing. So I've got that other person. So we've got to think about knowing our audience and how we're sharing to them, and making sure we're visible to that audience and identifying our customers' needs. Now, the other thing which is hard and we all struggle with is the power of partnerships. Now, we all do things differently. So as I just said, I've referred clients to other naturopaths. Those are things that I don't want to do. People, that they're not my my bar of chocolate. I don't want those problems. So I refer them to other people. And that's a partnership. And then it's up to that person that I share to thank me, to make sure that, they know, they send out the vibes that I'm special to them because I've shared that client with them. And not only that, but when there's a lot going across, if I'm sending a lot of clients, then you really have to have that personal touch and say thank you. But when we go out into the world and we're looking for partnerships and we want other people to refer to us, then how are we going to do that? Because it can't just be to our benefit. And that's where I think people get things a little bit wrong, and that they will go to the local doctor's surgery or whatever, they'll introduce themselves, but they won't, but it's all, why aren't they referring to me? Well, what have you given them that makes it worthwhile them referring? Because there's no monetary swap in that. There's nothing that's, what you want to be doing is showing how you can improve their clients' lives and improve their life as a physician to get those referrals. What will you be doing? Who will you be treating? Who won't you be treating? What isn't in your remit? But what can you do to support what they do? All right? So we have to realize that reaching that broader audience through partnership means that there has to be a win-win for both sides. Okay, there has to be something in it for both sides. And someone I work with, Angela Henderson, and I'll actually put her link in the show notes as well. And she talks about this as well. I follow her on socials, and I do have an affiliate link for her, which is one I will put in, so it's an affiliate link. But I was following her on socials, and she was talking about this the other day. And there's lots of little things that we forget because we're so worried about people coming to us and who's coming through our doors, and we haven't got enough people coming through our doors, that we forget that we have to spread that love and share that love and co-partner with people, which is what affiliates are, and you can affiliate with people as well. And then finally, for today's podcast, after you've thought about where you're going to share, what you're going to share, how you're going to share, who you're going to share it with, how are you going to measure what you're sharing? Okay. In end of May, we're going to have, purely for podcast listeners, we're going to have a competition. And in that competition, so this is how I'm measuring, right? I'm going to measure. So I get statistics from my podcast. I get an email every week from Buzzsprout, who hosts my podcast and shares it to everyone, saying how many people have listened to my podcast. They send me, I'll get like a message of how many downloads I've had overall, and I'll get like sparkles and all these sorts of things to encourage me to be a podcaster. But I need to know as well from you, because you're the silent listener. I'm in your ears, you're walking or you're driving, you're working, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you're listening to me. So I want more interaction from you. So this is one of the strategies to measure how this is going and whether you're enjoying it, what information you want more from me, but also to share me to others, right? So that other people know, because my statistics so far show that this is a worthwhile endeavor, that I'm helping a lot of people. But I need to know that, other people are learning about me. Other people are able to come on board, and that you're willing to share and say, hey, this is, one of the podcasts I listen to. So there will be a little competition at the end of May, where if you're sharing me and you write a review, then you'll go in the draw to win a one-to-one with me. But also there's going to be another prize, which I haven't decided on yet, and I do need to know what you guys would like. Would it be the other prize? Would it be a VIP day, or would it be membership to the Academy, a year's membership to the Academy? I mean, they're both in the realms of just, the Academy is what, 500 and something a year? I can't even remember. A VIP day is 900, I think. I can't even remember. You have to go and look on my website. I haven't got it open in front of me. Should have done that, hey. Should have been a little bit more prepared. But I would like, but it's not really about the monetary value, is it? It's about what's useful to you. Is it that you need one day real burst of activity, and you'll actually pay for the Academy membership anyway, so that you've got the ongoing support and accountability. You've got that time with me on a regular basis every single month. You've got that time with me. If you have a gold membership, then you've got 2 one-to-ones with me a year. What is it that you want as that other prize? And what we're going to do through that podcast challenge is there's going to be a spreadsheet, so that you can put on the spreadsheet, when you've done a review. If you've already done a review, then that counts. But if you wanted to get another point, because they're all going to add up on the spreadsheet, then if you've done a review on, say, Spotify, you can do one on Apple Podcasts, and then you screenshot the one from Spotify, you screenshot the one from Apple Podcasts, and they both will give you a point. If you share the podcast, and if you shared it in the past, no, that won't work, because on your story we wouldn't know and it's not there. But if you share it on your story, then you just we're going to figure out a hashtag for it, and you'll need to tag me. And then you put the date on the spreadsheet, and all of those will add up towards winning, and you'll see who's winning. So you'll see who's ahead and who's shared it more and who's told people, and sharing it in groups will get you more points than sharing it, say, on your story, and so on and so forth. So that's all in the works, because I really want to help you to get visible. All right. And that's what we're going to do over that week, in that competition week. We're going to have a visibility makeover week, all right? And I want to be there with you to do that. So that's going to be the last week of May, first week of June, because they're together, as it happens. And we're going to work then in the podcast, and we're going to have that together. And it's going to take us a couple of weeks. Well, it's going to be 1 week of me talking, but you've got a couple of weeks to get everything done and get everything in, and the competition to close. So I can't wait to do that. I'm actually really excited. I've come off holiday, and I've got a terrible throat, I've got a terrible chest from whatever cold I got, but I've come away with some really good ideas for all of us to help us to be visible, to see others, and to get people in. That's the important thing, isn't it? We want to see clients. That's what we're made for. That's what we envisaged when we started training. And even if you're not qualified yet, and you're towards the end, then this is still going to count for you. All right. This competition will still be uber valuable for you if you are in your final year. And if you're not in your final year, still do it anyway, because it all adds up and will be part of what's going on for you and how well you're able to start these things off. So I'm really super excited, and you'll be hearing more about that in the Facebook pages and everywhere else. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you really soon, and I'm going to leave it there. You can go and do the review today if you want to. Screenshot it, save that screenshot, or go back and screenshot it later. It'll still be there. It gives you more time to do all of the platforms, because Spotify counts differently to Apple as do Google, depending which system that you use. So let me know how you go, and let me know as well what your preferred prizes, VIP or Academy. I need to know. Need to know, folks. Need to know. So anyway, looking forward to catching up with you really soon, and I hope you have a brilliant rest of day. See ya. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.